BC. What's up, guys? Long time no see. Last time I was here, I was on about 3 months ago. I showed a lot of the stuff, which is behind me, the stuff that I had showed. Most of the stuff I picked, those are all the ones I picked up this year. A lot of jazz grails, a lot of blue notes. Of course, the Bobby Hutcherson, the Freddie Hubbard. I do have some more jazz stuff. I have a few jazz pieces here, but then I got a lot of rock and stuff I was surprised I found while digging. So, Happy New Year to everybody tuned in for the last day of 2023. First, I'm gonna go out and talk about. It was a giveaway. I had one. Ryan, a man in his music. I won this John Coltrane, The Promise, live. I was so happy to, man, I have a lot of Coltrane, but I don't have this performance. So I want to thank Ryan for that. And on his birthday in September, he did a whole feature on John Coltrane, which I love Ryan's stuff. He always, that young guy knows jazz, man. I like that to see the younger guys, man, really getting into the jazz. All right, I want to thank Ryan for that one. And then DJ Trish, she sent me one of her cool mixes. She sent me something for Christmas, which was really cool. The Christmas CDs, 2023, a lot of classic tunes on there. And then she sent me another one, like I want to say a month prior to that, was the Island Party, Trish Picks, 2023, #1. Sent me 3 of those CDs and also the some stickers and stuff like that, and a note. So thanks to DJ Trish and Ryan, man in his music. Now I'm gonna go over the albums that I found while digging. I found some stuff, some killer stuff. Then I got some online buys. I'm gonna do that one last. But I'm gonna start off with the ones I found this year while digging when I was up in Wisconsin. Freddie Hubbard, 1963, original stereo, Impulse. Killer record here, man. Then a MoFi. This was a MoFi I've been after. Found it for a killer price. Sinatra at the Sands. It's the 2 LP set. Can't go wrong with Count Basie and Quincy Jones conducted it. 12-inch Crowded House. Well, where was it? World Will We Live? This is the extended version. This is actually my favorite song by them from the 80s, classic 12-inch. An original 1993 Get a Grip, Aerosmith, original pressing. Sounds amazing. I had the reissue sounds like crap. I got rid of the reissue. I was so glad to find this one. This was hanging on the wall when I was up in Wisconsin. And then another one, which I've been after for a long time, and I just had it on the back burner. It was this one here, Amorica. This is an original, which was so cool about this. This is on white vinyl. What was so cool about it, this was signed by Chris Robinson. So that was pretty cool. I'm really debating on going to see him. Actually, these two are touring next year, Aerosmith, and I want to check them out. I've seen both of them before, but separate cases. Then I'm going to go with some of the western suburb stuff that I found right outside Chicago. In the Shrink, the singles, Susie and the Banshees, another killer. The Killing Joke with the Requiem, with the hype sticker. Nice one, man. This one sounds killer, man. Yeah, Killing Joke, original US. Sonny Chris original. This is Chris, classic. This one is a smoking album. Then I'm gonna go back to Milwaukee. That was later on in the year. This is just one of the last of the ones I found when I was up there, when I hit some of the shops. an original Milestones mono 6i Milestones. I do have the MoFi, but yeah, I always wanted an original of that because I have around about midnight. I'm definitely gonna do a lot. I'm gonna show all my Miles stuff. I got a lot of Miles. I think that's gonna be over maybe 30 minutes. It'll probably be close to 30 minutes. I'm gonna go through all my Miles Davis records one day. And then I found this one, Way Ahead. This is an original Archie Shepp, Way Ahead. And then it was one, I was shocked. I was looking at one of the shops and I was like, man, I said, they don't have anything. I usually find a lot of, I usually find a lot of jazz at this shop. I go up there and when I'm in Wisconsin. And I found some rock stuff there too. And I was shocked to find my first Vertical Swirl, Black Sabbath, number 4. UK Swirl. The only thing about this one, it has the booklet and everything. The only thing about this, it didn't have the inner sleeve. But it is pristine, man. Number 4, 1971. Ozzy, Geezer Butler. Good stuff. Then I go back into the western suburbs over the summer. And I had, I remember Dom Seeking a Thread was talking about, I just saw his last, his stream he did yesterday. And he was talking about how he needed a upgrade of his, he was after a first press of Gil Scott-Heron. And I had a promo I had over the years, and it's just so noisy. I was just like, man, I gotta find me a cleaner copy. I hit the shop up. I was shocked to go in this one shop, and I found, in the western suburbs outside Chicago, I found the pristine copy. No ring wear at all, man. It's a nice copy. And this was on the, this is the original first press. Flying Dutchman. Beauty, man. No scratches or nothing. I put the needle down. It was so quiet. I mean, I had my promo. My promo was so noisy, and I was just so glad to find an upgrade on that. They had that there, and I actually got it way less of the cost that it goes for. I paid like $40 for that. You know, that record goes for a first pressing for that is right now, they're already in the hundreds. 150, $200. And then this other one I found there, I would imagine never finding there. But you know what? I thought I had to think back. Last year I found the cluster, Zooey Zoso. I found that there. So it's possibility that, they get a lot of imports. I was shocked at the shop I had found. And I picked up this UK, the Mastering Lab. Oh man, I threw this on the platter. I even compared it to my US copy, and this is not the same. It's like a completely different. Sticky Fingers, Rolling Stones. Then I went to Dusty Grooves. I always hit up Dusty Grooves all the time. I always check them out. I go there. There's so many people that shop there. I go there now, and it seems like a lot of stuff that a lot of people buy from there is mostly online. But they do have a lot of stuff. You'd be surprised when you pop in there. I picked up this one. They just did a reissue on this, the Kenny Wheeler, GNU. This is a killer with Dave Holland and Jack DeJohnette and Keith Jarrett. They just reissued this year with the ECM reissues. Definitely, if you see this, even grab the reissue. This is a killer record, man. Came out in the 70s, late 70s. Found a Billy Golson. Found that there. Billy Golson. This is a OG. It's a UK OG. It came out in '58, but it was released in 1961. This is an awesome record. Blakey on, yeah, this is Wynton Kelly, Chambers, J.J. Johnson. Yeah, Kenny Dorham. Yeah, Smoking. Riverside, UK. Couple of online buys. Just got this one recently. Woody Shaw, Love Dance, on the Muse label. I had this one on order, and it was funny. I went and watched What Can Brown. He did a documentary on the Muse, and this was one of the ones he picked. And you know what? I was not familiar with this record. You know what's tripped out? I saw this record years ago, but I haven't saw it again. So I looked online, and somebody was selling it for, the regular price. I mean, it wasn't an expensive price. A lot of these are going up, but if you do see this record, pick it up. This is like a jam-packed lineup, man. Billy Harper's on here, Steve Turre, Joe Bonner. This is just and then McBee. It's just to name a few. Cecil McBee. This one's Smoking, man. Love Dance. Went to their show, Depeche Mode. Saw them in November. Saw Depeche Mode November 13th. Awesome set they did. They did a lot of stuff from this album. One I've been after for a long time. Depeche Mode. Songs in Faith and Devotion. This is actually my favorite record by them. I could either go with Violator, Music for the Masses, but this is the one for me, man. They did about 6 or 7 songs from this album on the tour. But yeah, this is the original UK pressing. I was after that one for a while, and the price on this then shot up. This one I had to pay. I had to pay for this one because it's hard to come by. The Rhino it just wasn't there. The Rhino, I had got the music on vinyl. It just never was to my liking. And I talked to one of my buddies that had a copy of that. He was like, dude, that's the one that you want. And I got to hear it over his house. And we was tripping out how good it sounded. Picked this one up too. Somebody was selling this for a killer price. This is a first U.S. press of Gentleman, Fela Kuti. And this one, actually, the first American press didn't come out until the 80s, 81, on the Makusa label. I've been trying to narrow down a lot of my Fela Kuti stuff. Been trying to buy a lot of his stuff. He's another one. I definitely got an okay amount of his stuff. I'm always looking for his stuff. And I got this from Deep Groove Mono. Not a first press, but it has the RVG stereo. So West Coast Liberty, Our Thing, Joe Henderson, Kenny Dorham, Andrew Hill, Eddie Kahn. Killer set. Then Pete LaRocca too, from Basra. Yeah, Joe Henderson. Anything with Joe Henderson is a must. I found that kicker earlier this year. I've been really nailing his stuff down. I pretty much almost getting complete with his stuff. I'm only a few records away from completing all this stuff. And then George Borden, I was talking to him. I remember I was on one of the shows, and this is a while back. I think it was the Jazz Bombs, and I met George, and he was talking about the XTC records. And I was just thinking, I got a couple of their stuff. I got the Apple Venus Volume 1. I bought the reissue Volume 2. I picked this one up online. This is the 2 LP. I bought the one single LP, and it seemed like the volume was real low. I had to turn it up, and I keep in touch with Rob Clark, Robbie Olavox. He used to always do videos. His videos are still up on YouTube, but he told me you got to get the 2 LP. And I finally found a copy for a decent killer price. Since they reissued it, the prices of this went down. This used to be way over 100, but now it went down. But yeah, picked that one up. Now, got more. This is from my main man, Oak Park Records. Alan over in there, Oak Park Records. I've been knowing, I go back to probably it was Baker and Taylor. I knew this guy for years. But yeah, I found some stinging stuff, man, there. Start off with this one. This is probably my last purchase that I got from there. This is Sid Barrett. texture cover. Actually, this is a second press. I thought it was a first. It's a second press from 71 texture. And look how clean this copy is, man. With a flip back. Nice flip back too, man. I mean, this look like this has been like curated. I mean, this has been taken care of. This is the sleeve for it. And then that's the Harvest label with the EMI box on side B, and the other side doesn't have it. So this is a second press. I remember 45, Michael from 45 was talking about he found the first press. Here's what's the laminated. This is like the texture one. Man, he's not lying. That's a tough record to find. But finding this one, I had a copy that I had from like the late 70s, mid to late 70s, and I traded that one in for that. It was just worth it for that one. I dropped the needle on that and it was just quiet. Picked this up over at Oak Park too. 67. This is a 1966 press. Doesn't have the ear, but it's the RBG stamp stereo. Stanley Tarantine and the 3 sounds. Late night classic. Missed out on the Music Matters on it, but yeah, I'm happy with this one. This was clean. I finally found a really clean copy. I always kept finding like noisy copies. That record you gotta play quiet. It's gotta be quiet. Then this one, Walking. Miles Davis All Stars. I like this one. I was in Milwaukee, I want to say around Easter, and I knew a shop that had this one. It was a first press with the West 50th. And I was like, how much you want for that? He said $500. Like, I can't do that one, buddy. And so it was funny. I got back near my home, and got back to the city, and you go out to Oak Park. Dude had it on the wall. I said, damn, I'm gonna have to grab this. I looked at it, he said, he told me, this is like a second press. I like, dude, they use the same stamper. So I went ahead and grabbed it. I grabbed it. And then he had these two that are actually almost complete my can. I got to get those live can records. Saw the Light, which is a killer. UK original. Saw the Light can. And a UK copy of Limited Edition, which is all like unreleased stuff from like the late 60s to like 71 or 72. But this is from 74. So it's all those unreleased Limited Edition. So that was cool. And then I'm gonna go with my last two. One of them was a really special one. I was so glad to find. I was so happy to find a copy. But I picked this up. I found this, the Dead President soundtrack. I never knew they did this on vinyl. It's not all of the tracks because it was a volume 1 and volume 2, but it has all the great songs on here. Like the Curtis Mayfield, Right On for the Darkness. I got home and threw this on. I got this from Reckless over in the city. I went home and threw this on, and it was cut so hot. I was like, damn, who was on the Dead Wax, man? Who the hell mastered this? I look on there, and it says Wally. So I'm like, Wally is that dude, man. He used to press a lot of stuff in Europe and the UK. I think he did some of the Pink Floyd stuff. I'm pretty sure. I know he did some of that stuff, and then he did the Beach Boys, some of the Beach Boys, like that compilation. I think it's Endless Summer or something like that. But Wally this sounds amazing. Never Gonna Give You Up sounds smoking on here. The Jerry Butler tune. Curtis, man. I mean, this is Temptations, Just Imagination. And Ain't That a Groove, James Brown. And then my last, not least, a special one. This one here, I remember I was talking to a guy that he bought this and it has all the autographs. This is a special one here because this is the Dead Can Dance. I attended this show. I was there. October 12th, 2005 at the Auditorium Theater in Chicago. I had the CD for years, but I remember it was a limited edition with all of their autographs, Lisa Gerrard, all the people that played on there, you know, and it was just, wow. I was so happy to get that. Brendan Perry, Reckless had this. I was shocked. They had this on the wall. Man, my whole body just like, whoa, this is the one I've been looking for. Oh, it doesn't have the autographs, but it's the same. It just doesn't have the autographs. But it was so good to get something that I was actually at that concert. And it had, on that concert, it had everybody's signatures on it. But yeah, Dead Can Dance. So that's how my year been. It's been, I've been busy, work's been busy, but just so glad to, have had time to like dip in and out, digging. I did grab a lot of those reissues, the Bill Evans and stuff. I'm not going to show any of the reissues. I'm showing all the used stuff I bought. I wish I could have did one of those, but I know I've seen a lot of people show some really great finds that they found this year, which was really cool. And yeah, it was fun. I hope everybody in 2024 definitely stay healthy, and hopefully they find the grails that they're after. I still have some grails I'm still after, but man, this year was a hell of a year. I bought a lot of stuff. I got to tone it down, man. I'm starting to run out of room, but I'm definitely got to do a room tour. I know I kept putting it off. I got a room now, and I got all my records in here. It's a 10 by 10, but yeah, I'm definitely going to do a room tour. So to everybody out there watching, have a happy new year. Keep the vinyl dig alive, guys and girls. Peace, VC.